Hey guys, Shreq from Shreq Airsoft here with my modified JG Bar 10 that I put in a Wolverine Airsoft Bolt M. So I did a little gameplay testing out on the field. I took it out, and normally what I do is how I marry the hop up to the scope is I set the hop up on 50%, and then where the BB arcs the highest, that's where I line the scope. And then I take it out to the range and I set it up to about 150 feet, and then I'm happy with that. However, I did have an issue with this. You can see here in the video that when I shot the rifle, this BB arced incredibly high, way high. Thought I had too much hop up, so I turned the hop up down to 0%, and all it did was affect the range. So the BB was now hitting about 100 feet in front of me, but it was still arcing just as high. So I went back to 50%, and then I shot it again. It went out to about, it looks like about 325 feet. So I just left it where it was. And here I took it out to a range. They're 12th Street Airsoft Field. We have a range, 150 foot target and 100 foot target. And so I got to the point where I could shoot the 150 foot target 4 out of 5 times. I turned it onto the 100 foot target. But because of the lofting on the 100 foot target, you'll notice that I had to aim really, really low to be able to hit the target. But once I got my aim port down, I was able to hit that 100 foot target every time. So I decided to investigate what was going on. At the time, I had a silencer on the front, and I was afraid that this silencer, or maybe the adapter, the BB was hitting that and causing that weird lofting issue. So I took the silencer and the adapter off, and it still had the same issue. It was still lofting just as high. So what I did was I took this out on the field, decided to play a game with it. I almost took it back to the Jeep and grabbed my Wolverine Bolt that I had out there and replace it, but I decided to go ahead and play with it. I mean, it was hitting the targets just fine, so I was pretty happy with it. I mean, airsoft is fun, but it gets hilarious when the newbie gets hit. So I decided to go ahead and play, give it a try, see what the hell, let's see what happened with it. So I get all gillied up, go out on the field, and get to my point, and there's this dirt trail. So I decided to take a shot down this dirt trail. I was a little worried that the BB's lofting so high that it would probably hit branches and twigs and I wouldn't be able to hit anything. And at the very end of this trail, there's this bunker that you see is about 360 feet away. And there's a big puff of dirt right in front of the bunker. So I think I'm shooting about 340 feet with this thing, which is pretty surprising considering that arc that I have. So I get out, and then I see this guy. I take a pot shot at him, and you can see that little puff of dirt about a foot on the top of his head. So I knew I was shooting a little high. So I aimed a little low, and then took another shot, missed, and on my third shot, I hit him. And I believe he told me in the GZ that I hit him on top of the head, and this is the newbie that I was talking about. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see his reaction, but I think it would have been great. So the second shot I made was even more surprising. Guy looked to be about 120 feet away, so I knew I had to catch him at the top of the arc. So I aimed a little low, and I hit him right in the arm, and I was really surprised. It was a really, really good shot. I was pretty happy with it. So the third and final shot I made in this 15-minute game was against a friend of mine named Todd Wagstaff. Now, Todd also runs a YouTube channel, and I'll put his link down in the description. He does a little bit of indoor airsoft on his. But I wasn't really sure of the range because of all the trees and stuff in the way. I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to hit him. So I aimed where I thought I should, and in a single shot, it arced, and I hit him between the legs. And Todd, I am very, very sorry about that, but he was gracious, he took the hit, and then he teased me a little bit about it at GZ. So let's recap a little bit. So when it comes to the Wolverine Airsoft Bolt M, it's highly recommended. If you want an HPA sniper, I think this is the route to go. You saw me install it, it's incredibly easy to install, and it is fairly cheap. It's only $200. However, you're going to have a regulator. I paid another $125 for mine. I have a hose. The hose cost me $40, tank $60, and another $30 for my silencer. I have also talked to my wife. I'm going to put an Action Army hop-up in here and a brand new barrel. Now keep in mind that the hop-up issues I'm having with this particular gun are not Wolverine Airsoft's fault. It's not a problem with the Bolt M. It's a problem somewhere in the gun. So if you guys have an idea about what I should look at in this gun, I would really appreciate if you'd leave me a comment and tell me something to look at. I'm already going to tear it apart and look at the bucking. I think maybe the bucking is ripped. I don't know. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate you sticking with me to the end. My name is Shreq, this is Shreq Airsoft, and if we're ever out on the field together, I'll be looking for you in my scope. Shreq out. It's against a guy named Todd Wagstaff. He was standing right out in the ocean and hit Todd right in the groin, which is actually kind of surprising considering how small his groin is. So it's pretty accurate. GoPro, stop recording.